Hello everyone, welcome back to Jikook Moments channel. Imagine two hearts speaking without words, two pairs of eyes searching for each other in a crowd. That night, on stage and in front of millions of eyes watching, Jimin and Jungkook once again proved that love doesn't need words. They didn't just come close, they stayed. Close, silent, and honest. Is this just fan service? Or is there a deeper story behind every glance and every embrace they share? Let's explore together the evidence that makes Jikookers believe this isn't just an ordinary moment. This is a living story, repeated, and never truly finished. Jimin and Jungkook once again touched their lips in front of everyone, without fear. It wasn't just one moment, it happened several times. All of them so similar, as if on repeat, like a story writing itself. They weren't just often physically close, but each moment of closeness carried the same intention. Every time Jungkook leaned in so close to Jimin's face that it seemed like he wanted to kiss him, one thing always happened. Jimin never pulled away. He stayed still, waiting. That's more powerful than a kiss, because when someone doesn't want closeness, they step away. But with these two, that never happened. What existed instead was a pause, a silence where both remained still, as if they knew that sooner or later, that step would be taken. Sometimes, it was even Jimin who moved first, closing the space between them without hesitation. And Jungkook accepted it. He didn't step back, just quietly looked at Jimin, as if hoping the moment would last longer. It was like choreography without music, without the need for an audience. Every time it happened, the atmosphere changed. Their bodies leaned toward one another, and for those watching, it felt like witnessing something spontaneous, but deeply real. When someone wants to hide something, they pull away. But when someone wants to show something, they let it be seen in the smallest of gestures. The moments when Jimin and Jungkook were almost kissing weren't just about physical closeness, but everything they revealed without saying a word. Their gestures, their eyes, the way they stayed silent, all of it was more powerful than a declaration of love. That's what Jikookers see and understand. They don't need official confirmation, because Jikook's story is confirmed in every glance exchanged, in every silence they share. At one concert, something happened that left everyone speechless. This time, it wasn't Jungkook who moved first. It was Jimin who ran toward him. The most stirring part wasn't just the movement, but how Jimin got so close to Jungkook's face. There was no playfulness, no joke. The way he approached said it all. Jimin was ready for something more. His body clearly communicated a message. The only thing he waited for was Jungkook's response. For longtime followers, moments like this aren't new. But what made this time different was the setting and the size of the audience. It wasn't a private moment. They were on stage, in front of millions, with cameras from every angle. But Jimin wasn't afraid. It was as if the only person he cared about was Jungkook. He didn't look like someone performing. He looked like someone confirming a feeling that had long grown inside him. And as always, Jungkook didn't pull away. He just stood there, staring into Jimin's eyes, as if knowing that this time might be different. They were silent for several seconds. There was a calmness that only comes when emotions are truly sincere. A connection like that cannot be faked. When someone is sad or feeling vulnerable, they don't let just anyone hug them. But when Jimin cried in front of the audience, moved to tears on stage, what happened next silenced all doubt. Without a second thought, Jungkook stepped toward him and hugged him from behind. The hug was tight, warm, and sincere. He didn't look at the cameras, didn't pretend. His focus was on one thing, comforting Jimin. A gesture like that can't be faked. It comes from the heart, from a connection they've built together. While the world watched, Jungkook whispered comfort into Jimin's ear without saying a word. He just leaned in and gave a soft kiss near his ear, as if to say everything would be okay. The moment was so intimate, warm, and honest. No need for a kiss on the lips to show the kind of relationship they have, because their actions said it all. Their physical closeness wasn't just a surface act. There was no rejection, no awkwardness. They stayed still, comfortable, as if waiting for the other to cross the remaining inch between them. And most noticeably, they never seemed to care whether there were cameras, lights, fans, or other members around. They always did it quietly. No nervous laughter. No attempt to avoid. That's the kind of trust that goes beyond simple friendship. Even their gazes changed. The way Jimin looked at Jungkook, so directly, so still, as if searching for an answer. And Jungkook looked back. He didn't look away. He didn't step back. He just stared, wanting the moment to last a little longer. That gaze, always identical and consistent, can't be faked. It reflects a story far deeper than the audience can see. There are moments that show two people are connected beyond friendship. And with Jimin and Jungkook, those moments repeat. From small gestures at concerts, to meaningful silences, everything screams that they are connected. One of the strongest pieces of evidence is how Jungkook never leaves Jimin's side, not just when they're happy, but especially when Jimin needs him. Many fans of other pairs say it's all just for show. But there are moments, like when Jimin cried and Jungkook stood with him as if time stopped, that completely disprove that notion. It wasn't scripted. No one would act like that unless there was something real behind it. Jungkook didn't try to draw attention. His hug was quiet but meaningful. He wasn't hesitant, wasn't pretending. He showed a kind of care that goes beyond friendship. He was there not just as a companion, but as someone who wanted to soothe the heart of the person he loves. When someone can understand another without words, and knows exactly how to make them feel safe, that only happens between those who have been through so much together, who know each other deeply and love each other fully. And all of this didn't just happen once. Jungkook is always by Jimin's side. In recordings, at concerts, in interviews, even when there are no cameras. He's always there, supporting, observing, listening. That kind of consistency cannot be fabricated. It reflects how much Jimin means to Jungkook. And perhaps because all of this happens over and over again, without a script and without needing acknowledgement, their love feels incredibly real. Not every relationship needs a label. Not every couple needs a big announcement. Some relationships grow quietly, develop through glances and small gestures, and stay strong even without being defined by words. Jungkook is the most honest example of that. On every stage they walk, beneath the spotlight and audience cheers, there is a small world that belongs only to them. A world where one smile can make the day feel lighter, where one gentle touch can convey emotions that can't be explained. A world filled with body language, intense gazes, and the courage to stay, despite everyone watching. And the most beautiful part, they never try to deny it. They don't hide what they feel, but they also don't overdo it. They let the relationship breathe quietly, grow naturally, and stay strong without force. The audience might only see glimpses of moments, but Jungkookers see the whole story. They read the silences like sentences, they catch meaning in the hugs, and they feel the love in every second shared between two hearts that know each other so deeply. In the end, Jimin and Jungkook's relationship is about courage. The courage to stay close when it's easier to walk away. The courage to show care without fear of being misunderstood. The courage to choose each other again and again, even without saying it aloud. Because true love doesn't always speak. Sometimes it just stays. In silence. In a gaze. In a sincerity that cannot be denied. And among all the glitter of the entertainment world, one thing stands out clearly: Jimin and Jungkook found each other and chose to stay. And that's how love works. It's not always loud, not always grand. Sometimes it exists in silence, in unspoken sincerity, in hugs that aren't staged, and in gazes too honest to deny. Jimin and Jungkook never said everything in words, but they never denied it through their actions either. In a world full of doubt, they give us one thing that's certain, that true love doesn't need validation, only the courage to stay. See you in the next video, and as always, we don't just watch, we witness a story in progress. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more Jungkook moments. Because a love like this deserves to be celebrated again and again.